So y'all find a comfortable spot. We about to go in deep, 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 deep with the information. Family that's watching, we are waiting on one brother. He will be in just a second. With that being said, I know everybody been waiting. Okay, we here, family. We gonna get it in tonight. I'm very excited, and especially with the information that we have to present. I'm very excited, very excited. So, with that being said, family, I'm gonna go ahead and invite the brother. Give me some time. Go ahead and invite him. Tell him I just invite him. I don't know.
I did.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sending it to him again. Okay, the invitation has been posted. So, we are ready. So, I just had an interesting call. Brother Malik Zulu Shabazz, he will be, well, he is in Washington, D.C. right now. And he will be putting together a forum at the Big Chair in Washington, D.C. Southeast. You could just Google Big Chair and it'll take you right to it. He's looking for strong brothers to come out. And we're going to listen to what he's presenting. I'm very excited to go see the brother. And anyone wants to join or go see him, remember. Oh, and it's at 11 o'clock too, my bad. 11 o'clock, Saturday, the Big Chair, Washington, D.C., Southeast. Okay? So, family, go ahead and go on. So did the brother pick up?
He texted me back. He's waiting. I guess he's waiting for the call. Not sure. I told him to try to call back in. He said okay.
Okay, what? He got it?
There you go.
Okay, my man.
Yo.
I'm right.
Yeah.
Right. We already live. So we have people waiting to get make. Go ahead and take it. Okay. How we gonna start this off? We're gonna first introduce ourselves. Let everyone know who you are, what you represent, and how just that. Who you are and what you represent. Now, what I mean by represent, being though this broadcast it's called Project Awakening. So we like to figure out which or who doctrine do you believe in, or if you have a belief in something. Share that with the people so people can know where you stand. For me, I'm JP, the host that's bringing you the most information on all information. And these brothers are gonna, I'm out the way. I'm gonna chime in here and there. These brothers are gonna get in with the information. So with that being said, I'm gonna pass the mic to the next brother. And go ahead and introduce yourself.
All right, I go. Fufu. I have no religion. I'll say that for now.
Okay, I think Slim, I think you muted yourself.
Yeah, unmute you.
Unmute yourself.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
All right, I'm Abdul Salam and I'm Muslim.
Okay. And last
I'm C and I'm a Christian.
What's going on, fellas?
That's my brother. My little brother.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What?
All right. So what's the first topic of discussion?
All right. Let's do that. So, Islam. What does Islam mean? How do you define Islam?
Unmute yourself.
I don't know why I keep doing that. I'm not doing that, but Islam, the definition of Islam would be the complete submission to the will of God upon his oneness, and to yield obediently to that, and to free and disassociate oneself from shirk and all that comes with that. And what shirk is to place something as a partner with God, or give it equal status to God, or anything like this. That is Islam.
Okay. And this is how we gonna. I'm gonna ask you a question, and I'm gonna ask you a question. Okay? Y'all represent different. It's the same. We'll find out tonight. So, as defined Christian. Go ahead. Can you hear me? See, you can hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead and define Christian. Christian.
You said
Yeah, what Christian is. Define Christian.
Christian believe that Christ is being established righteous. That's what that's all that is.
Hey Brian, wait. Are you ready to talk? Because I think that's the feedback. I think.
Okay.
Go ahead and say that one more time, because it was kind of distorted. Say that one more time now. About Christianity. Define Christianity again for us.
Oh, I mean, it's just followers of the belief that Christ was the Son of God.
Okay. Now I have a lot of trivia questions that can be at the end, but King Khufu, would you like to ask either one of them a question?
Yeah. What are the differences between, well, who came first, Islam or Christianity?
Well, I mean, me not knowing exact dates, I would say that Islam, Islam came first, but I mean, don't quote me on that, because I haven't done the study, but just me knowing Christianity, I believe Islam was came about first.
And to add to that, we as Muslims, we believe that, of course, all the prophets were indeed Muslim, because a Muslim is one who submits his will to God. So therefore they had to be Muslim. But if you want to say established religions, then you would say the Jews, the Christians, and then Islam, and this is the order.
I got a question.
Okay.
Was Muhammad a Muslim?
Yes.
Got another question. How can Muhammad be a Muslim if he didn't? There was no Islam according to history before the Quran, right? So if Muhammad is writing the Quran, quote unquote, writing the Quran, then what would he be? Because he wouldn't be a Muslim right then, and you know the idea of being a Muslim wouldn't be widespread at that time. You know what I mean? If you're just now writing something for the masses, you know what I mean? You get what I'm going? Like you can't be something that you're claiming before you claim it in a way. You know what I mean?
Well, to best answer that question, to the best of my knowledge, it was an ayah or a verse revealed by Allah to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he informed him. He said, "This day I have perfected your religion, and I have named you Muslims." So it was at this time when they, journeyed back to Mecca that the religion was established and that Allah had called us Muslims. But he was given revelation throughout the 2 to 3 year period. So I mean, I don't know any other way to answer it other than to say that what a Muslim is, one who submits his will to Allah. After that, he was established. He was a Muslim. So
I got a question for I think C.
Yeah.
You believe in Christianity, right?
Yeah.
So I guess one of the main characters in Christianity is Abraham, right?
Oh, I couldn't understand.
I said Christianity. You believe in Christianity, right?
Yeah.
And one of the main characters in Christianity is Abraham, right?
Yeah.
So my question would be is, where did Abraham come from? That would be the same question to you, right? At the same time, because both Abraham is in both Islam and Christianity and Judaism.
Yeah.
All three stories. So I will ask all both of you, where did Abraham come from?
Well, if you read in the beginning, it gives the whole bloodline. It gives the whole bloodline from Adam all the way to Jesus. Like I mean, two
Not really.
two books in the Bible does that. I mean, gives you the bloodline from the first all the way up to Jesus. It does it in Matthew and it does it in Genesis.
Okay, I mean, if you say it gives the whole bloodline, then you have to. Then another question pops up. Then where did Cain get his wife from?
You say where did Cain get his wife from?
Yeah, if the whole bloodline is quote unquote, as you said,
I couldn't tell you that. I'm telling you the bloodline from it stars of Adam begot. They go by the third son. They don't. It doesn't include Cain and Abel. It starts with the third son, and then it goes from there. So it doesn't even mention Cain from when they say such and such begot such and such and such. It doesn't even mention Cain. So it's going to always be. It's always going to be a questionable thing with the Bible is just like you said. Nobody can no one can answer that question. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody. So any story that you have about the first man that lives is speculation. Any story about the first man, nobody can tell you about the first man except for the first man. You feel what I'm saying? So if it's something that's written
I'm
there,
sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
you go ahead.
Well, if you quote unquote talking about the first man, well, all right. For a couple questions, right? So you shouldn't answer where Abraham came from, but the other question is the first man. If science can confirm that the first man was actually a woman, then wouldn't that completely debunk the whole first man?
But I don't think science confirms that. I think science, the oldest person of bones they ever found was a woman, but that doesn't confirm that that was the first person. That's just the oldest. That's the oldest bones that they found belong to a woman. That don't confirm that that was the first person.
Actually, DNA confirms that the woman was the first person.
Okay.
Mitochondrial DNA of a woman, you can trace the oldest DNA on Earth through the woman.
Okay. And that confirms the oldest DNA on Earth confirms that the first person was what I mean the you know
and to top it off, the oldest artifact found on Earth was by a woman.
Yeah.
Right. So if you look up the something called the bonobo bone, right? It has 30 etch marks in it. Right. It's one of the oldest artifacts, and it's found in Africa. Right. It has 30 etch marks in it, and those 30 etch marks is speculated to theorize that woman was keeping track of the moon. Right. So that moon, if she's keeping track of that moon, which means also speculate she's keeping track of her menstrual cycle as well. Because if you know, every full moon, a female tends to go on their menstrual cycle every full moon. So I'm just saying, if science can confirm without a shadow of a doubt that through the mitochondrial DNA of a female, that a female was the first, in fact, humanoid on the planet, it would completely debunk the whole Adam and Eve story. Because I don't know any man on Earth that wasn't born through a female. And if you look at any rendition on the internet or any painting of Adam and Eve, you'll always see Adam with a belly button. Always. So it brings the question like who's telling you the story?
That's a picture that someone drew.
I know, but that's what I'm saying is
that's really not the picture. The picture of Jesus is any picture you ever seen of Jesus is a picture that somebody drew. That's not actually who Jesus was. Any picture of Adam or any sculpture, that's not actually Adam. That's just somebody who created that.
Okay, so who is he?
Picture of who they thought Adam was. That's not actually a picture of Adam. You know, so I mean, you can't. I mean, everything is going to come down to whatever you believe is going to come down to an educated guess. Just because the earliest DNA found was of a woman does not confirm to me that the first actual person was a woman. It only confirms that the oldest DNA they found was of a woman, and the oldest bones they found was of a woman. That's all that confirms. You know, I mean, I can't deny that the oldest DNA found, but before that was found, what was it? You feel me? So
it wasn't a man.
Continue to search, you're gonna find something. So it was something found before that. You know what I mean? So I mean that really doesn't confirm that the first person was a woman. I don't know if it was a woman or man, because I wasn't there. All I know is the oldest, you just informed me that the oldest DNA found was of a woman. And I don't deny that at all, but that doesn't confirm to me that she the DNA count was of the first. She was the first person. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't.
All I can say, in my opinion, biologically speaking, I don't know how a man can have another kid. I can know how a woman can have another kid without the man. I know that, but I don't know how a man can have another kid without a woman.
Exactly. So how can the I mean how I mean scientifically how can a woman, you know, why a woman still having kids without a man, without sperm?
Asexual reproduction.
They still doing it today.
No, it's like a muscle that you don't like. It's like okay, you know how when you were a kid you can flex and you can put your leg behind your head and do all types of shit, but when you get older you can't do that shit no more. You lose the flexibility of those muscles because you don't use the muscles no more, right? I mean, imagine that over time and over. I mean, eventually, all right, basically, asexual reproduction for a female is caused through the Bartholin gland, right? So a female's chromosomes are XX. Is out of that one out of a million chance that chromosome will mutate to an XY, and that's how you get a male. So all I'm saying is science has already explained that shit. It's already explained. So I'm saying I'm just saying. So for me, reason I don't believe in that Adam and Eve story because I know the original story to begin with, and I know through science that doesn't make sense. That's for me.
I'm gonna chime in real quick because I've been listening and you know man, when it comes to religion is not all science. It's just like this. Like that's how when you born and you coming up, you know it's an innate nature inside you that know that it's a higher power. It's something out there greater. It ain't nothing scientifically that really gotta explain that to you, but you just know that within. So religion is not just a science-based thing, believing in God, you know, and
So why have religion?
because it all draws back to the creator, you know what I mean? Like, all right, it's like this. If you at a mechanic shop or you dealing with an automobile, that automobile comes with a manual to teach you how to operate that vehicle so you will get the best performance from that vehicle. So likewise, we live in a universe that is controlled, that is stationary, that is maintained. So it's not maintained by nothing. So likewise, the way that a religious person views it is that the creator or the one that fashioned this universe, he sent down criteria. He sent down that manual to teach you how to operate in this world. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, all right. Why would a creator give you a manual instead of giving you the already innate abilities that you already need when you're born? Like for instance, when you're born, you don't call out to God per se. You don't call out to God. When you're born, you don't have no knowledge of religion at all, right? The only thing between you and God at that point, or I subscribe to a higher power too, but the only thing between you and that higher power is your mom, right? So the only thing, technically, the only God you really have that you really know is your mom, because everything you say God does in either one of your scriptures, your mom does for you, right then and there, real time, so you can see it, and it's the same thing.
Yeah, but that goes to show that you know you're a child. Your brain isn't developed. You don't know. You have to learn. So yeah, you gonna see. As far as what I'm trying. Let me hear you out. Let me hear you.
So I mean, like I said, when you're born, like for instance, when you say you're a child, yeah, you're a child, right? Your reality is shaped by your mom. And if you look up the definition of a god, it'll tell you it's one who's a creator and controls reality. Your mom is controlling your reality as you as a child until you get older. But with religion, it's it's saying to me anyway that you are not spiritually grown enough to handle yourself. So you need instructions to become spiritually aware, spiritually fulfilled. What I'm saying is that you already have that in you already. That's all I'm saying. I mean, go ahead. That's all I'm saying. We already have that already. Like when you say you got a high off life, you already have it. You don't subscribe that to God or the devil or whoever you call it. It's your natural high off life. That's in you already. You can have that every day of your life. You see what I'm saying? You don't need a religion to get you there.
Yeah, you know, you mentioned God, you know, in the dictionary, you know, and you talking about a Webster's dictionary explanation of God, but what we're talking about is not a Webster dictionary definition of God. Anything could be a God. Anything, you could take anything and make it your God. You could take money and make it your God. You could take women and make it your God. We're talking about the God, the creator of the universe and the world and everything. And this is different, you know what I mean? So you know, when you looking at your mom coming up as a child, like I said, your brain isn't fully developed to the point where you can understand a lot of things. So, you know, this is a whole different thing that we're talking about. We're talking about a child's mind to being a fully developed person that can go out and search information on your own and you know, can seek these things. So nah, you know, you can't compare your mother to the God. You can't do that.
I can dig that. I got a question for Carl. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me, see? I guess I don't know what happened to him. All right, well, I guess my next question probably be if all right, I'm trying to figure out if Islam came second, right? Like Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, I think. Or third? Third. Okay. So
Yes, it was third. Yeah.
Why was Islam created then if you already had two other religions before preceding it?
That's a good question. Every time the world or the people of the world went astray from worshiping one God, because that's what it all boiled down to. It boiled down to is one God that's worthy of worship, and no other thing, no other human, no other anything is worthy of worship except this God. When the people begin to go astray, Allah will send down another messenger to bring the people back to reality, to what it really is. So you have, you know, the Jews, once the people of their time began to go astray, he sent another prophet, another likewise, all the way to the final messenger, Muhammad.
Yeah, my bad.
So it was just basically, it was a need to a need to refresh, to continue to refresh the people's mind. What's going on, bro?
No, my bad. I was just letting y'all know that he was on the phone with me, about to come in with another phone, and I'm hooking the email up now, so you guys can go ahead and continue.
Okay.
No question.
I got a question for you now.
Okay. No question. All
right. Look, I'm not too familiar with Kemet religion or what have you, but I just wanted to know: do you believe that Moses?
Do I believe Moses
exists? The prophet Moses, that he exists.
Do I believe Moses exists?
Yeah.
No. Not at all. Because I know there was no Hebrews in.
Do you have anything to support?
Because I know. Yeah, I do.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
I do. Oh. Somebody. Game.
Yeah, somebody just came.
Yeah, I'm in.
All right. What I was gonna say was I don't believe in Moses because for one thing I know there's no record of Hebrews ever being in Kemet. And another thing is that there was no such thing as Egypt back then. So I know that whole story is obviously false. That right there. There's no money brick. Right
so when you have,
here's the thing, right? Oh, my bad. So here's another thing, right? You have pyramids all along the Nile Valley that took over tens of thousands of years to build, right? You have in the Bible that says, I guess the Hebrews were enslaved for 400 years or something. So I don't know how you're going to explain the other pyramids that were built along the Nile Valley. Like, are you saying we enslaved them that long and that was unrecorded history, or something? You see what I'm saying? There's so many gaps from Abraham on down, no matter which way you go. That is, I mean, I don't. That's why I can't subscribe to any of those three religions, because that gap alone, starting with Abraham alone, is a conundrum within itself. Because no one can tell me where he came from.
I mean, it's to be fair, it's holes. You can find holes in almost anything that a person believes in, whether it be because of lack of knowledge or whatever, or there are official holes in their story. So I asked you this because I did a little research to see, historically what people will have as far as to support Moses actually being here. And there's evidence that would support him being here. Nothing that would say they got his bones or they found DNA from the brother, nothing like that. But it is evidence to support the story of Moses and the crossing of the Red Sea. They have found things that would support this. So that's why I asked, because I know that what you do believe in is a strong scientific. It got to be something that's proven for you. Like, you got to be able to hold it, to read it, to see it. You know what I mean? So I looked into it to see where it could take me. And yeah, man, I found some things. Like, if you look on YouTube, there's a joint called Exodus Revealed. It's search for the Red Sea crossing and stuff like that. It's evident. It's stuff that shows both sides. The people that don't believe and then people that do. So I goes and everything.
You have a problem.
But
even that story has a problem with
that?
mathematics. That's the thing. When you corroborate any of the stories from any of the three religions against history, you have a problem with mathematics, because then you have times and dates that don't add up.
Whose history? Whose history? I mean, where you get information from that this to be a reliable source?
Well, one of them is that's still there is the pyramid. Now in the Talmud and all that stuff, the Torah, they said that the Hebrews built the pyramids out of mud and straw to make bricks for the pyramid. Obviously, there's no bricks in the pyramid. There's limestone slabs weighing 20 tons. There's no straw or mud in that pyramid, in any of them. So either someone's lying, or those pyramids up there are completely fake. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. You have they have a very big problem with that, because the pyramids are still there. They have a very big. I mean,
or whoever was writing, or it could have got mixed up in history, or whoever was writing the story. You know, I mean, I don't know. All I know is that it stems to this. For me personally, as a Muslim, it stems to this: is that it is one God, and that I cannot convince me. Well, it would be difficult to convince me otherwise that we don't have instructions here sent by him with a purpose. Like, you know, because to say that there's no religion, if you say that there's no God, then that means that there's no purpose. There's no real purpose. There's no you can live on this earth and do whatever you please, be good, be bad, and you will have nothing to do after that. You will have nothing to deal with. So I mean, we have, and if you look at the stories and how much they coincide with one another, and I know, speaking for the miracle of the Quran, like the things that he mentioned in the scientific, and even the things that are not, you can see that this couldn't. Yeah, we could talk about that. Let's go there. Let's go to the miracle of the Quran.
Okay.
I don't know how, you know, how much you know about the miracle of the Quran, but let's go there. We can go there.
Okay. Well,
And
see,
I remember we started.
I think your connection breaking up.
Go ahead, I'm listening. Hold on. Go ahead, I'm listening.
No, I think your connection breaking up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
All right. So
go ahead.
Okay, so with me, I don't know that much about the Quran. So what I do know is when the Quran was created, and who created it before the Quran, and what came before the Quran, and who created it. So that much I do. And who created it. So the stories in the Quran, I'm not too real versed, but I do know who created the Quran, what precipitated the Quran, and who made that. So that's when I had to made that.
Hold up, bro. This
good.
That joint was going crazy.
Somebody got two of them on.
Yo.
Yeah.
Somebody is really. I was just listening to it on another device. We really it sounds terrible. So if someone playing something, we gotta turn it down because it sound like we just terrible. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do, a person that asks or answers a question will mute the others, so we get a clear response.
All right.
Okay. So where were y'all at? I got a question because I've been listening to y'all. This what I want to know. This is interesting. We have two different doctrines here. One is God, one is Allah. Now, I want to know
I think he dipped off. And what was you saying? What was the question you was about to ask me? Oh, my question I want to ask you.
Yeah.
When was Islam created?
You asking for a specific year?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, look, I know it was somewhere 14 years ago or so. but specifically, I know we have it. I just don't know.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So do you know what? Okay. So do you know what came before? Okay, the Quran. I mean, before Islam. What came before the Quran? I mean, before Islam. Because it wasn't called Islam. I know it wasn't called Islam before.
As far as
because it wasn't called Islam. I know it wasn't called Islam before. Oh man.
You'll be telling me something that I don't know. Unless it's Christianity, that's that's it. You talking about doing the prophet? You talking something that the prophet brought, that the prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam brought?
Nah, don't have nothing to do with him yet. I'm talking about the religion itself.
Oh, okay.
Religion itself.
Oh, I know they was wild. I know they were pagan. They were idol worshiping. All that was going on. That's as much as I know.
Nah, I mean, but what came before it? Like what came before? How did Islam? I'm saying it was Islam. But something led up to Islam. I'm asking you what led up to Islam. I'm asking you what led up to Islam.
Oh no, I don't know.
Oh. So that's all. We had that conversation. We had that conversation. I was asking you, like, we had that conversation. Two versions of Islam that I know of. The one that you practice, and the one that came before. It was led up to Islam. Before that was led up to Islam. If you knew it, but that's all I was saying. I think you should probably look at Mohammedism. I think you should probably look at Mohammedism. And
Mohammedism.
Yeah, Mohammedism.
So you talking about something that
Mohammedism and
you talking about something that came up during the era of the Prophet Muhammad, right? It was during his era that they dubbed this Mohammedism.
No, it had nothing to do with Muhammad at all. No, it had nothing to do with Muhammad at all.
Okay, see, I heard of Mohammedism, but I thought they was referring to. So man, still sound bad out there. Yeah, all right now.
Well, it's still choppy. It's still choppy. Well, it's still choppy. It's still choppy.
Just like that. Just like that.
How you?
My bad. So I was talking about what led up to Islam. The culture. The culture. Islam just didn't spring up out of nowhere. Islam didn't spring up out of nowhere. Started practicing Islam. There was a movement, and it was a person that started that movement. So that's what I was trying to see if you knew about that. That's why I was asking you to look up Mohammedism and Ibn al-Arabi.
So that's what I want to ask y'all. I want to know who got the right one, because I mean, who has the right one? How do you feel about, because if you look at it, right, the Muslims, they have to give recognition to Jesus, but the Christians don't have to give recognition to Allah. So how does that work out? You know what I'm saying? How does that work out?
Well, you supposed to accept all the prophets of God, everybody from Adam all the way down to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So for the Christians, they fall under the same guideline as the Jews. When Jesus came, they didn't accept him. They called him a drunk. They called him they said he was a madman, all that same stuff that they said about the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Allah is angry with all that. to say you believe in God, you must believe in everything, all of the prophets that they came. So,
now,
you know, to the first question, go ahead.
He was considered illiterate, right? He was considered.
Yeah.
So, did he receive the Quran with the ability to read?
The Quran to him through the angel Gabriel. It was just basically recited and immediately memorized by him to the point where he could resubmit it to his companion.
So what? Okay.
So the actual recording of the Quran didn't take place.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. The actual recording of the Quran didn't take place until some years after he passed.
So did they write the language for the language understand? In that case, we have to figure out what was the original language the Quran was written in. And did he understand that language, even though he was considered illiterate? See, now we got to put these pieces together.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Well, the earliest thing that we have is what's called the Uthmani script. And like I said, during the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he already passed by the time it became a full book. But there were manuscripts written during his lifetime. And see, these we as Muslims, we hold as high regards. Like these were not ordinary brothers. Like they truly believed that on the day of judgment that they were going to be held accountable for the things that, so they were not, you know, brothers that you would call dishonest. So I understand what you're saying about checks and balances, making sure the brother wrote them down on the paper and he add his own little spiel to it. And that's how we view it. We view that these brothers were the most immaculate. Like Allah described them in the Quran as
these are the 72
generation
partners.
Like it's no generation,
right? About 72 of them that he.
Yeah, his companions. His closest companions. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So
these brothers, you know, they went to war. They went to war with bloodshed, all that. Go ahead, bro.
No, my bad. I was listening. It's just the feedback is delayed. So the original language that the Quran was written in was Fuchsia. Fuchsia. So then we have to figure out. Then we have to figure out.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Prophet Muhammad understood that language, because Fuchsia is nothing but borrowed language. Or I think it's it's called Fuchsia. And now we got to figure out who understood that. Because what I'm seeing, how blacks in America is getting the information from the original people, the Arab people. They use it as a catalyst to liberate our people. I can understand, you know what I'm saying? I can understand that certain laws to abide by and stuff like that. But did we actually get that doctrine from those pale hair? And we just trying to remix it, put it into our own little way to liberate our people. Because then you got to ask the question. What's definition? And how we can bring the two together, because some ideology don't mix. I'm trying to AC, you gotta unmute yourself. I'm trying to AC, unmute yourself. But you know what I'm saying though?
Yeah, I understand. You know, and from that, you know, man, I did my. I'm not you know, just bandwagon type dude. You know what I mean? I take that thing serious. So I did. I'm gonna say this. I did enough research for me to say, yeah, this is right. And what I mean, like dealing with that, when it comes to the earliest manuscripts, I know that there's 7 different dialects that the Quran is established in. Meaning there's 7 different forms of the religion that it was translated in. And we have, you know, stories of hadith where one brother was saying the Quran way that another brother didn't hear the prophet say it, so he grabbed him by his beard. You learn that from? He said from the prophet. So he drug him to the prophet. He said to him, the prophet said, yeah, I told him to recite in this way. So it's different dialects to the way that the Quran is or can be recited. And what that would honestly take, man, is you have to look at it biasly, and you have to look at the non-biased approach. When you go and do research on that, you have to look at it from both angles and see, you know, where you fit in or what you know what you leaning towards more. You know, because I've heard both sides of the argument. I've heard, you know.
Now, Prophet Muhammad, the only time they had documents on Prophet Muhammad, only 20 years after his death. And the Quran, if I'm not mistaken, please correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm not mistaken, 600 years after that. 600 years after that.
Not 100 years after his death. No, sir.
Okay.
Wherever you got that information from, that is incorrect. If you question it, are you questioning Muhammad's existence?
No, 60 years. I'm sorry. 60 years. Well, what'd you say? Sorry, 60 years. Well, what'd you say?
Are you questioning Muhammad's existence?
Well,
are you basically saying did he exist? That would be a you know, come on, man, somebody established this thing the way it is, man, where you got
that's where I come in.
Billions of people, you know.
That's where I come in.
Now you could say it was a established government, a secret conspiracy type thing, you know, but if you research this thing,
not at all.
Now listen, in all honesty, man, like if you never like really studied Islam, I ain't talking about from the outside in viewpoint, because I was there too. I was on the outside end. I was, you know, I was a Christian before I was Muslim, and I was in the Nation of Islam before I became Sunni Muslim or Salafi. But you gotta actually go into the religion and take a non-biased research approach, man, before you know you can really understand it or really have a clear argument that could be understood by, you know, a brother like me, somebody like me that's Muslim, that did a little research. You know, I ain't the most knowledgeable, I don't know everything, but you know, you really gotta look into the junk, man.
Okay, but I got a question. Hold up, Kufu, I know you want to get into it. Does the Quran mention anything about Jesus?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I have a problem with. Okay. Because how can another holy book talk about another holy book with characters that exist taken serious? Then we hit
you said with characters that don't exist?
Then we hit in the Bible, yeah. Because the Quran mentioned Bible and the Bible, and Jesus never mentioned. So how can a holy book, another holy book, Because the Bible is nothing but the Quran is
mute your drink. Say it again. I can't hear.
The Bible is, I mean, the Quran is an extension from the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So even if the Muslims have to recognize Jesus. You guys have to figure out if he existed or not, because we can show you the timelines of certain events that took place in biblical literature that never happened. If that's their foundation, because you can see how they try to plant the foundation by mentioning Jesus. So as soon as you hear Jesus in another one more book, you know, because you won't find Jesus written in no other books, but those holy books. So if Jesus never existed, how could you take a so-called holy book seriously and implement everything that you're reading, accepting it, and living it?
That's fair. Well, Jesus is not, he's not the only guy that's mentioned. He's not the only prophet that's mentioned. But when you try to look at history, to me it's so many holes in any of this stuff, man. Like, historically, who are you getting your information from? Like, who is the historian? What do you know? Like,
I mean,
if for the Muslim, for me, one thing is clear, is that, like I said, I understand that the principle is that there is a higher power, and that this higher power, he sent down information for us to go by in order for us to live and, you know, do what we're supposed to do. So once this is established, when we look at the Quran, and the Bible is not a confirmation of the Quran, because we know that the Bible has been tampered with. And then I know that brings about a whole nother discussion about the Quran being tampered with. And, you know, so, but we don't take the Bible as a confirmation, but Quran is a confirmation of the Bible. So when you look at this thing, man, you see that God, he sent down this criteria for us based off of the miracle of the Quran. See, once this is established with you, once we see that, man, this man was an ordinary man, this profound message, it couldn't have came from him. So it couldn't have came from him. Historically, it couldn't have came from him. No way, shape, form. Once you read the Quran. Okay.
If the God in both your Bibles, both your books, is quote unquote all powerful, and my question is, why don't he just give that message to everybody all at once? You know what I mean? Why send a messenger if you're quote unquote God? Whether you're seen or unseen is of no consequence to you. Why not just tell them, or either just do it? I understand we all have this thing called free choice, but free choice is not free choice if you have rules and regulations and criteria to govern yourself. That's not free choice. That's not free choice. Practical about it. But if you're a quote unquote God, why can't you just boom, bam, shit's over? It ain't like people you can wipe their memory if you wanted to. I mean, you see what I'm saying? It's so. Well, first of all, let me ask you that. Let me hear your answer for that question first. Why?
Well, Allah says in the Quran, He says that if all of mankind were to go ahead and worship Him and do what He says in that regard, and then He would wipe us out, and He would bring the people. And this is the reason, because He gave, like you said, the free will and all that. Is this life is like a stage for you, man, to either obey your Lord or reject Him, or continue to reject Him, even after the proofs have come to you that He exists, that He's real, that He's there, and that He's the only one that's deserving of your worship. And these proofs continue to come to you throughout your life, and you continue to reject them. He gives you this opportunity, man, to either accept that or reject that.
No question.
And why? Because he does what He wills, as the Creator.
Go ahead and
Look, it's just
my question was, since you said it's a stage, what was the first stage? I mean, you had to be a soul before you enter your body. So, I'm not, like I said, I'm not too well versed in Islam, but what was, if this is a quote unquote stage, what was the first stage and what's the last stage? You know what I mean? So, if this stage is the human body giving us a choice to obey or disobey or what have you, what was the first stage? But you see how people can keep digging and
y'all hear me? Hold on, see, unmute yourself. Hold on, see, unmute yourself. Can you hear me? I don't know what's going to happen.
Hey, what's going on with Mez, young bro?
I don't know. Oh, you ain't him none of that time?
He's going off, and I don't know what he's talking about. I cannot hear him, dog.
Hey, Big John, was you watching the game?
Oh, back on too. See?
You say what?
Okay, all right. Hold up.
I can't hear you, and I just heard my man ask what happened, but I couldn't hear who was talking.
I know I couldn't hear him at all neither. Can you hear us? Hold on, let me. Come on.
I'm about to text him real quick.
Yeah, I'm about to text him too.
Do you want to use it? Huh?
It's plugged in. What's going on with this?
Hear us, but we can't hear you though. We can't hear you at all, dog. You was going like shit.
Huh?
We can't hear nothing. Everybody else we can hear. The hell? You don't even mute it. Okay, you're gonna come back in. All right. See, you on 2 joints. Which one you gonna be on?
I'm only on one. I'm on my phone. It charged up a little bit, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on because the camera won't.
All right, but try not to have it so close together.
All right, I'm back.
Okay. Yeah, he was going like I don't know what, man. He didn't hear nothing. I thought he was hearing you.
Damn.
And he was like, man, what did he say? I was like, damn, you ain't hear him at all. I said, yeah, he said he was going. I said, I know. Let me okay, now whenever someone talks, remember I'm a mute. I'm a play the mute guy, right? So go ahead and when you respond to the question, and if you answer, mute yourself, or I'm gonna mute you, then unmute yourself when you respond. All right. So, man, what were you saying, man? I mean, what were you saying? See, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this other one. Well, it's doing good for right now. So just keep in mind to mute yourself. So yeah, go ahead and pick that back up, man. What was the question?
I guess. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so what I was saying was, if God is quote unquote all powerful, and
In both books, right?
Yeah, in all books, he's all powerful, omnipresent, etc., etc. Why can't he just snap his fingers and wipe the slate clean? Because if you think about it, every action God has taken in the book has either been to the detriment of somebody else, in the favor of somebody else. In any book, that much I do know. So my thing is, why can't he just snap his fingers and do away with all this stuff? I mean, because it seems to me like this God in each of these books has more human qualities versus more qualities, more fitting of a God that created heaven and earth. You're sending intermediaries to quote unquote talk to your own children. It doesn't make any sense. And why would you, on top of that, if they're quote unquote all of your children, why give some people a prophet, some people a messenger, some people this, you're confusing people. You're giving too many different ways to get to you. If you're quote unquote one God, you should have one way to get to you. So I mean, it's just a whole confusing matter. I don't understand. If you know that there are other religions or other cultures that preceded it that were probably more pure and more forthcoming than than these religions now that have people, I guess, going in different ways, believing in, I guess, things that you can't do today. None of the stuff in the Bible, Quran, Talmud, what have you. You can't do that shit today. You can't. Now I understand the philosophy.
Dang, he went out again.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and dang, his drink froze again.
The joint on the other phone keep going out too. It keeps saying that it's not working right now. Hangouts is not working. It keeps cutting off. So I got back on. Yeah, I got back on my other phone, and I can hear you, but I can't. The It's not coming up.
My phone.
All right, I just got rid of. Yeah, Kufu.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I wanted to pick up on where you left off at, but I understand what you were saying.
Oh, I just basic question: why can't God of either one of your Bibles just wipe the slate clean if he quote unquote created everything?
Gee, this for you. So go ahead and answer that question.
Okay. I would if I was God I gave a commandment, right? If I gave a commandment, why would I make you follow that commandment? I'm gonna give you your free will to follow that commandment. If I could just make you do anything, why even give a commandment? I gave you a commandment because I want you to, by your own will, follow that commandment. Now, on the far as all these different religions and this and that, I believe, man, whatever you believe in your heart is the best way that you can please God, then that's what you live by. Now, if it's never been two people that ever lived as long as life been going, they got the same fingerprint. It's not two people that ever lived that will have the same eye scan. So if we so different than that, why wouldn't God know? Why wouldn't God know that people was going to have a different preference, different mind? It's going to be believers, it's going to be non-believers. But all I'm gonna do is set the precedent for what I want. I'm gonna tell you what I want, and then I'm gonna let you do what it is that you want to do, hoping that you choose me. And that's just how I look at it. And you know, I mean, you could always, like I said, if you look at something, you look at anything long enough, you're gonna find something wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? Including science. You know what I mean? If you look at something long enough, you're gonna find something wrong with it. So, you know, anything I go in, if I go into it already with my mind made up, and all I want to do is look for fault or look for a contradiction, I'm gonna find it in anything you look at. And that's basically, you know, everybody not gonna have the same mind frame. Everybody's not gonna choose the same thing. It's just impossible because we all so different. You know, we all too different. I mean, people, it's just different. Every person is different.
That's not fair because Adam and Eve, according to whoever's story at this point, however man was created, I'll just say that. However man was created, man was first. We were all according to any doctrine, all one people. Why not give one prophet or one messenger, one whoever for one people? Why is that so hard? Why is there so many different avenues to get to one God? Then you have people fighting over one God.
And not even that, because one book says be militant, one book says be passive. You know what I'm saying? And they both saying these are the laws to get to God. You know what I'm saying? The book.
It says be militant.
I mean, the Quran is prickly. It's strict.
But here's the thing. What I said, like if you know the history before the second Islam, I would say the second Islam is the reason why they were actually quote unquote militant. It was a reason for it. It was actually probably a good reason for the religion. It was a good reason. Actually, probably a good reason for the religion. It was a good reason.
If you look at it though. The Bible isn't any different from the Quran in a lot of sense. If you look at it, if you want to look at Genesis, look at the early Bible, not the New Testament. You know, we as Muslims, we believe that, you know, we don't believe Paul was a prophet. We don't believe Paul was a prophet. We believe in a lot of, that's a whole nother conversation when you start talking about Paul in the New Testament and giving Jesus divinity, saying that Jesus was the Son of God and that he was God and that all that kind of stuff, that's a whole different conversation. But if you look at the of the Bible, they were very militant and they were very like-minded with the Quran.
Oh, he's right.
That's why we said that's why we said the Bible don't confirm the Quran. The Quran confirms the Bible. Because even if you do your research, if you look at the original text of the Bible, you can see changes, so many changes that are just clear changes of them taking stuff and adding stuff and hiding stuff and all that kind of stuff like that. That, you know, it needed something to come along to make this wrong right. Say it again, bro.
Was Christianity first? How can we go back and be like, okay, this is a reference?
Yes, it was. Well, with that, using Christianity as a reference, let me see. What the way that I want Christian. So what it did was it gave me a foundation. It gave me a foundation to higher power. So the way that I would use it as a reference is in recognizing the stories of the prophets, recognizing the stories of hearing about Jesus and Moses and Abraham, and understanding, you know, God's nature or whatever. And I heard somebody say something about you know, the many paths, you know, having different paths to get to God or whatnot. But you know, I would say to that, like, because we all on different paths. The thing I would say to that is that we taught scripturally that no path. It's a narrow path, meaning that not many are going to be on this path. Not many are going to believe. Not many are going to see the truth. Not many are going to understand. So it's narrow. So it's not many ways to get to God. It's only one straight path. And you know.
So whose path is right?
Try putting there.
Now
that's the question. That is the question.
That's the
And
question.
see what that's going. In reality, what that's going to take. It's gonna take some and studying, man, and sitting down and being honest about the truth. You know what I mean? Like you gotta be real.
That's true.
You gotta be real, you know what I mean? Like, I'm the type of dude like this. If you bring something to me and it's the truth, it's the uncut, I will have to accept it. I cannot deny the truth. So, you know,
I got something to show you.
Okay.
Hey, Jason, can I share my screen right quick? I got something to show you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I share my screen right quick? Yeah, go ahead. All right, let me see if I can share this thing. Let me see if I can share this thing. Can you see the screen?
I can't see that.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
So here's the guy who started Mohammedanism, Ibn al-Arabi. That's the original guy who started Mohammedanism, right? Notice the dates of when he lived and when he died. So this is the Muhammad that's spoken of in the Quran. So when you actually look up the etymology of Muhammad, it's a
So you saying according to this? Oh, he gone. Where you go? You there?
That shit. That's what he's saying. My beast.
So according to this, okay. So Quran came from this guy. That's what he's saying. The Quran came from this Ibn Muhammad guy right here.
Oh, I can't even see him. Well, I can't even say.
Yeah, he blacked out again.
Yeah, I think the whole doctrine came from him. And he pointed out the date. Those dates were still 40. So they wouldn't even be back then when the so-called Quran was created. Back then, from what they tell you.
Yeah.
So let me.
Yeah, I understand. But see, something like with this would this got to take some research. You know, if you drop the paper on me now, I got to go back and I got to hit the books and do my research.
Right.
I mean, because this is the first time I've ever heard of that. But yeah, people, man, people throw salt in everything, man. Throw salt in everything that's out here that's of good. One thing I noticed, man, is that everything of good, people throw salt on it and dirt on it. Muhammad Sallallahu only came and it's brought good. It teaches the people to be good, to be fair, to be righteous, to be just. I heard a couple times people say that, it's used to enslave people. I see that it freed me, if anything. It did the exact opposite of enslaving me. It freed me from being a person that wanted to, to be crazy, be wild, be ignorant. You know what I mean? It freed that stuff, man. So, okay, there we go.
Without that, right?
Yeah. Did y'all see what I was putting up there?
Yeah.
He was saying he needed more research than that. Go ahead and show him that.
Mute your joint. I can't hear you. Say it again. Mute your joint. I can't hear you.
Okay, so he was asking me if. He was saying that he needed to do more research on what you presented to him.
Oh.
So the other one we didn't see. We just seen the white dude that made.
All right, hold on.
He was asking, did that dude make the doctrine, or was he the writers of the Quran?
No, he didn't make the doctrine.
Okay.
I was about to show you who made the doctrine for the Quran.
Okay, so let's clear that up.
Okay, let me go back to screen share.
Okay.
All right. So I'll show you the guy whose mannerisms, customs, and culture, he was a Moor, right? So Moors are the people who were descendants from Egypt, and they got all their knowledge from Egypt. So they came to Spain, and they were asked to come to Spain. And of course, the whole story of the Moors brought culture, mathematics, etc., to the Europeans. And Ibn al-Arabi was a product of that Moorish culture, right? So his mannerisms and customs precipitated Islam because of his followers, after he died, began to spread his teachings throughout all of North Africa and Iraq, Iran, all of the Middle East, basically, right? So fast forward till 1870, the Alliance Israelite Universal was the ones who created the actual Quran in 1870. They created the Quran in Paris, France. It was actually accepted by all of Islam when they created the Quran in 1919, right? So, and the first, I don't think I got it up there. So, and I guess the first meeting of all of Islam, quote unquote, was from a king, and I think the first king of Saudi Arabia, established by the British. I got his name, but these are the people who quote unquote.
Hold on real quick. You said this book right here. This is the Quran. This called Israel have.
No. They were commissioned to create the Quran. They created the Quran that you know today in 1870. But
okay, see, I don't see where they saying
it's not
that
gonna be in here.
they
But
started the Quran.
You got to do more research on that. institution right there. But those are the ones who created the Quran.
Okay, I understand.
Institution right there. Those are the ones who created the Quran.
You said in 1870.
In 1870. 1870.
You know the Quran. You know the Quran was
I'll get you some more information.
Oh yeah, because I was about to say, you know, the Quran was it was before that, like way before that, before the Quran.
We'll see.
Written down into a book format, way before 1870.
You know,
We had the first the Uthmani script. The Uthmani scripts were and we still have the Uthmani scripts, and so 70, man. So I mean, we can, like we can exchange that. We can exchange that information.
I can dig it.
Okay.
I can dig it. Okay. I think it's the feedback. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on. Are you? Hold on. Are you familiar? Have you ever heard the Uthmani scripts? Are you familiar with that?
No. No.
Yeah. They came way before 1870. The Quran was already established as a book way before 1870.
Oh, written in what?
I would look at it like this. Uthmani text was a form of Arabic, as far as I know. I don't know. I got to do my. I'm slacking on that. But
Ashuni.
Look at
hold on. I can't hear it, Jay. Hold on.
But this is the thing. The Uthmani text is what we have today. What we go by today is the Quran. So in truth, if what you have in established in 1870 is what we're reading today, then me as a Muslim, we have I already know for certain that what we have today is from that original Uthmani script.
Okay.
So I don't know what.
Well, I'm going to tell you this, right? One of the surefire ways. Well, you know the leader of ISIS, right? The leader of that caliphate. He's a Jew, right? So I'm just saying.
Yeah, go ahead. Let me hear you.
Huh?
Yeah, like Islam, man, we don't subscribe. Islam, like the pure Islam, we don't subscribe to the ISIS stuff, man. We're not.
No.
Like this
I'm
stuff,
not saying that.
they taking the religion.
No. What I'm just saying that the Jewish people have
my bad.
I'm just saying, no, let's not even go that route. Nah.
No.
I'm just saying.
Oh no, no doubt, no doubt, bro.
Saying,
no doubt.
I'm just saying, like the Jews.
I'm with you. They everywhere, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're everywhere, and I'm saying they had a hand in creating the Quran. That's what I'm saying. When you do the research, you'll find out they had a hand in creating the Quran. That's what I'm saying. You got to kind of move. When you say look at it objectively, right? I'm saying remove yourself from the religion part aspect of it, and just look at it solely as a pure body of work, right? That you can corroborate and verify, because that's essentially what all three doctors are essentially saying, that you can verify what's in this book as to be true, according to whoever. So I'm saying, if you remove yourself from the religious aspect and looked at it objectively as a pure body of literature, then look at it as who created this body of literature, when it was created, how did it get into this book that I have in my hand? Once you look at it objectively like that, then you can understand what I'm saying about two different sides of Islam, the first part and the second part of Islam. That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying you gotta. That's what I was trying to point out to everybody who created and who how Islam was created, basically, and who created it. That's basically what I was saying. When you look at it from aside from the religious aspect.
Yeah, and I've never done that, and I understand what you're saying, cause I've never done that. It was always a religious aspect with me. Even in my Christian days, I didn't appeal to Islam at first. I ain't like it. I thought all Muslims was terrorists, whatever. So I ain't really want to hear nothing about it. But I was put in a situation where I was, I was forced. I ain't had nothing else to do but read and study. I was locked up.
Right.
So I did that, and I studied, and I looked at it objectively but still from a religious point of view. So I understand what you're saying, and I don't think it would diminish anything from me doing it like I am anyway.
That's fine.
I want to know for certain that what I have is the truth. I want to know for certainty. Like, man, I know. I might not have all the answers. I might not, but I know for certain that what I'm on is the truth. So yeah, I'm with you.
I can do that. That's all I'm asking.
But likewise, you got to be able to flip the script though. You got to be able to look at it and open the religious eye to it, and I go on this side and you go on that side.
Okay.
And then we see, we see how that works.
Okay, I can do that.
We see how that works.
I got something for you.
I can do that.
Now, see, you still online, right?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so I want you guys to talk because one doctrine is saying one thing with different names. Another doctrine is saying something with different names, and both saying this is the way.
First, first of all, I haven't disagreed with nothing that the brother done said, so far. Now, when he said earlier, they basically go by our Old Testament, which is, basically the Quran is, similar, basically what the Old Testament is. They cut it off when it gets to, Jesus being the Son of God, which I agree. I got plenty of Muslim friends. We done had the conversation. Now that's just like basically the conversation that we having with y'all right now. Like y'all strong in y'all belief. It ain't nothing I can say that's gonna make you a Christian after we finish speaking. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but
it's nothing that you can say that's gonna make me a non-believer after we finish speaking. You know what I mean?
We all started off as believers. I started off.
I don't know. I'm a firm believer of what I believe. So, basically, I'm not trying to convince nobody else to believe what I believe, and I'm not trying to convince nobody else to stop believing what it is that they believe. You know what I'm saying, or what it is that they don't believe. It's because it's a spiritual thing with me. When I go into my book, it's information that I get that I can't get from no other book. So to me, is what it do. It ain't so much always of me having to have the proof. It's so much of me getting the message of what my book is telling me. You feel what I'm saying? So, when it gets to these questions that y'all asking me, where did Abraham come from? I don't know, but I know what the story of Abraham done for him. You know what I'm saying? Well, Adam really the first man. I don't know, but I got the message from the story of Adam and Eve. I know how that affected my life, the story, the message in the story.
What if I told you the story was stolen?
Go ahead and expound on that. Let's start with that. Let's start with how did Adam and Eve affect your life?
Just basically the story. It starts out telling you that God created the heavens and earth in 7 days, which to me I don't know what a day. I don't know what a day is in God's life. You know, somebody who has no beginning and no end. You know, I don't know what a day is, and I don't think any man that lives can really know the man of God to give you a day. You know, but I know if a man tried to explain to me, you know, if God tried to explain to me how he took two molecules and kept connecting them until he built a human, I don't think that I would understand that anyway. So for a man just to say that God created man, basically that's what he's telling me. I don't know how many millions of years it took him to do it. I
So
don't know none of that.
right.
You're not science, right?
Basically, I believe that God.
Hey, big bro, stick to Adam and Eve. Stick to the story, bro.
That's what I'm
Tell
speaking
them the
of.
story about Adam and Eve, man. You stop.
Say God created man. I'm trying to give it. I'm trying to. You know, I'm trying to explain it to you. You know, how I'm perceiving when he say God created man. That's all I'm going to take from it. God created man. And
you gotta figure out
it goes on to the deception of he created the man, then he created the woman. He gave the man a commandment. You know, he gave the man one commandment, and that one commandment ended up being broke because he became the tail instead of the head, and he, you know, he grew first from the serpent, and then gave it to him. He ate it. All of them got the man, the woman, and the serpent. All three of them got a penalty from God, but the sin was charged to the man because the man is the one who he gave the commandment to.
I got a question.
Okay, hold on. I want to see if the other brother agrees with the creation in his doctrine. Does that sound sufficient, or is this something you can you know, put in there or correct?
No, I think he did a beautiful job. You know, that's why I was like, man, stick to the story, Adam and Eve, man, going to the molecules and all that. Just tell the story.
I'm gonna get you on that one.
But no, I think he did. I think he did a beautiful job of explaining that story, man. And you know, to add to it, you know, what that story would teach me in my life, man, is that God go test you. You gonna have so many tests in life, man. And you know, whether they coming from what we believe is the devil, or whether they coming from your spouse, the person that's sitting beside you. You know what I mean? You're gonna be tested, man, and you gotta always, you know, keep that God consciousness in mind and know them commandments, man, and stick to them commandments. Follow them commandments, and you can't go wrong.
I got a question for Carlton on that
one. I got you, King Kufu. We're gonna let King Kufu respond. We're gonna let everybody else get a 2-minute final. Then we're gonna close out with the trivia questions because I don't want the stream so long where people will be afraid to view it. So go ahead, King Kufu. Go ahead and respond. Then after that, C, you say your final. Slim, you say your final. I'm gonna come in with the trivia.
Well, my whole thing is just to touch on the point you said about Adam and Eve. God didn't have to put the tree there, but He did. So my thing is, if you're God and you're omnipresent and you're all knowing, if you know that if you put that tree there, your creations will sin. If you know that, why would you still put that tree there? If you know that they're going to sin, because you are omnipresent and omniscient and all that stuff, you know that they're going to sin, yet you still put it there. You kind of cursed you fucked up. You fucked up. Either you did it on purpose, knowing that they were going to fail, and said fuck it anyway, or somebody fucked up that store. The second thing was I understand about everybody has their own belief, but but without verifying anything, a belief is just a belief. Like for instance, I can believe the sky is red, right? But we all have proof that the sky is blue. So does a belief make you 100% right? It doesn't. But I'm not saying you guys, but I'm just saying people in general are making it seem like a belief is 100% true. What I'm trying to say is it's not true until you verify it. Otherwise, I can tell you have a jar of Jesus and you'll believe it. And actually, people are saying that shit now, if you can believe it. So I'm just saying, without actual research about what we are black people are believing in, knowing that we are behind enemy lines, and all we have at our disposal is the religions that we are allowed in this country, basically. And it's the 3 major religions that control the country. So that's really all we have at our disposal. Like if Buddhism was one of the major religion in this country, most of we will all be fucking Buddhists, but it's not. So what I'm saying is, we gotta actually figure out where we are, why we are, and move past that. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. See, you got anything to respond from that, or anything to say?
I mean, basically, just with the
Who are you?
You know, with the tree. I'm C. Basically, with the tree, why did he put it there? You know, I just believe, you know, he got to give you the opportunity to either do right or do wrong. I mean, you could laugh, but there's an opportunity. If I say not to do, that's just like if you tell your child not to do something, you expect them not to do it, regardless. Why would I put the dollar on the table?
But if you it's like saying if you bring a gun in the house, right? You know your kids your kids might find it and shoot themselves. Why not put the fucking gun in the house in the first place?
Hey, but then you got a lot of people. I'm just trying to you know, I'm just telling you the way that I look at it. You gotta give you the opportunity to do right, man. If there's no opportunity, how do you know whether you're doing right or doing wrong without the opportunity to do right?
Well, he didn't want you to know if you're right or wrong anyway. That's
Nothing to do is
I want you to know.
It has to be something said. That's what the commandments for. The commandments is to let you know what is right and what is wrong. And now your own mind is the opportunity to either do right or do wrong. If there's no fruit and there's no nothing to gauge what is right and what is wrong, then what makes a man righteous and what makes a man unrighteous?
But eating that fruit gave them the knowledge of right and wrong. You didn't need the commandments at that point. You ate the fruit. You knew what right and wrong was. You went behind the bush and you hid. You knew what you did was fucked up. So don't give me we need the commandment shit. Nah, that's
I'm not saying I'm not talking about, you know.
But you're saying you gotta live by the commandments, but Adam and Eve came before the commandments. So if you're given the opportunity to fail, and you take the opportunity and you fail, and you gain the knowledge of right and wrong, after that should be smooth sailing. You should have no problems after that. You should know to follow the straight path, because you know if you fuck up again, this guy's gonna fuck you up. And he fucked you up again. He wiped your whole fucking race out.
You right, bro.
So I'm just saying, like, this kind of I'm just saying, for me, common sense came into me a long time ago. That shit just didn't make sense. I'm sorry. It just don't fucking make sense.
Hey, it's laws set by men. Now, it's laws. Don't do over 55. Have you ever done over 55? How would you know who was speeding unless the law was set? You know, unless they said 55 is the speed limit, how would you know if you're following the rules or you're breaking the rules? And I'm pretty sure you've done over 55 before, because the president had to be set. Some is some type of law that's set. And I've been to many a jail, and it was full every time. Or set. I done been to plenty of jails, and it never was empty. When I got there, it was always full. You know what I'm saying? But it's already set of what's right and what's wrong. And people can either choose to do the right thing or you could choose to do the wrong thing. But it's going to be some structure and rules wherever you go in life, huh? And including in the beginning. You, I don't know if you could understand where I'm coming from, but including in the beginning, there's always been a rule set, and that was the rule for them, and they broke it.
Okay. So, but with different ideologies coming from a Islamic point of view, one of
Yo,
Yeah.
hello? They done clicked out, bro. I don't know what happened to them. You still there, man? See.
Yeah, I'm still here,
Yo.
but I don't hear neither one of them.
No, I can't even see them no more.
Yeah, I couldn't see him in the first place. Oh, now?
Oh,
Yeah, I couldn't see him in the first place. Oh.
Okay. Bro clicked out. I don't know. He was asking me something, then he went away.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
For real, it was a pleasure listening to both. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah, likewise.
Okay.
Hello? Hello?